All right, so we're here at the end of week one. Jason, you've been on vacation for a week, but that gave
Yeah.
you a little bit of time to work on additional stuff this week, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's recap what happened this week. So early on in the beginning, you continued the stuff from week 0, trying to set up Fastlane and the project automation stuff.
That's right. So in towards the early of the week, I just have this template project. So my goal was to set up the Fastlane. But then I bump into an issue where when I try to log in my Apple ID, my Apple account through Fastlane, it gave me an error saying that I have unauthorized access. And I did a lot of Googling, and all the search that it ended up to basically the same thing, the same result, which is I have to go to the account, log into my Apple account, and accept the privacy terms and conditions. And then it said that once I do that, it should work. But when I log into my account, there was no pop-up that I have to click on accept. So I got stuck over there.
Yeah.
But I did use some of the tool from Fastlane, like try to build it and run the test. It works, but I was unable to like upload it to iTunes Connect,
Right.
or the App Store or Test Flight, because I couldn't log in with my account.
Right, and you showed me that early on, and I couldn't figure it out either.
Yeah, it was very strange. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's a problem with my account, or this or it's or maybe it might be like the way I set up Fastlane. It was maybe I set up Fastlane wrong. I'm not
Could be your
exactly
computer.
sure.
Some setting on your computer, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll try again this week on week 2, probably with my accounts in my computer to see if that has any more luck, or try to debug a little bit further. But otherwise, we decided that moving forward, if we can't figure that out, we'll try to spend a little bit of time each week trying to figure that out. But if we can't, we'll just continue forward with the project, deploying manually, and at least you'll get some practice.
Yeah. Yeah. So after I spent so much time on like trying to get Fastlane work and I failed, so I decided to manually upload the app, which I did for this app, and that meant that I have like more time on like developing, trying to make a new app, because Fastlane really didn't really work for me. So I created a second app. It's basically like a resume app. Let me see if I can pull up my GitHub account. I have like a video or a GIF file of like how the app looks like. One second. So the app looks like this. It's very simple app. It's simple is because it was simple because I have to make something simple because I didn't have enough time to make something more complex. I didn't have enough time to make a complex app. So this app is basically a table view controller with custom cells, and it shows like basically a resume. It's basically like my resume. So in each cell, it's within each cell, it's what do you call this? Job work. So within each cell, it's my past experience. So when you click on each cell, it's going to jump into the detail view controller and then it will show you the company logo, the duration, my position, and the stuff that I contributed within that company. And so even though I didn't get Fastlane working, I upload this app manually. So I created the app ID, created the provision profile. Yeah, and I uploaded to, I archive it through archive the app and upload it to App Store. Well, first into TestFlight and then submit it to the App Store. I can run the app for you if you want. Let me
Sure.
run it. So like I said before, it's very very straightforward. Like it's very simple. Like I have a navigation control. I have a table view controller embedded in the navigation controller, and a table view controller. Once you click on the cell, it will segue to a detail view controller. So it's pretty much like two screens. Right here, this is the main controller, and the detail view controller right here. And I have a header view, which contains my. Oh, by the way, this is all hard coded because I didn't have. If I grab the data from the internet, I wouldn't have enough time to finish it by the end of the week. So that's why I hard code everything. So this is the header view controller. I put my picture here, my name, my title, and like basically like a small snippet of like the summary. And the cell is basically contains three labels. One is the work duration, the job title, and the company name. And it also contains like an image. So this will, so all the company logo will display it here. Yeah, so this is like a cell. This is the template cell for my work history. So let's look at the app. Oh, let me close this, and this. So this is the app. Like I said before, this is the header view. I made the my profile pic rounded. It looks just to make it look a little better. These two labels I use like stack view. Like I use stack view for this component, and then another stack view for horizontal ones, for this and that. And yeah, so this is the cell, like for each work history. So when I click on one of them, it's jumped to a detail view controller. So it has the company name, logo, duration, my position, and the stuff that I contributed within this position. Same thing with this one. And yeah. Cool. Oh, yeah. So I can also like click on the link here. It will jump into a Safari. This was pretty easy. Oh, invalid. Oops. Like this feature was pretty easy because all I have to do is this is basically a text view. I checked an option where it says that I can detect a link. Yeah, so that's how it works. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to work more on it. Like when I pull down, I want to make the header view expand. Like add a little animation of like expanding, and when I pull down, so when I let it go, it should like resize it to that size. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the app. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see, how did you come up with the idea for this, or like the design? Did you get any inspiration from anywhere or from
Yeah,
other apps?
I went online. I forgot what the name of the website, but I took it from. I really like this design. So this is basically like a calendar app, but I was like, oh man, like this looks really good, and I was like, oh, this could look like a resume. You know, like on top will be my info, and then use like this type of cell as like my work history, each company that I was in, my work experience. And then the detail view controller, it's not much of a design. There's nothing really to it, just like a bunch of labels and image. So I didn't really get any inspiration from anywhere for the detail view controller. But I think that's good enough for this, because I only have like a week to build this. Yeah, because I had to like figure out Fastlane. I think if I have more time, I would definitely think of a better design for the detail view controller and add some animations for the main view controller, which is this.
Yeah, and we can focus on some of the niceties in the following weeks. But you said you only had a week, but when did you actually start working on this project?
Yeah, so for this project, I only spent about 3 or 4 hours because I mean, like, I had some other stuff, personal stuff
Yes.
that I have to deal with, and also like some does, and also I spent like good chunk of time to trying to figure out Fastlane. Yeah, I was pretty much stuck with Fastlane of getting it to. I was trying to figure out why that my when I try to log into my account through Fastlane, it was unauthorized, which is very weird because I have an Apple account and I'm the admin for my account, and I should have like full access to it. I shouldn't set up some sort of permission because I'm like the only person on my account. Why after I added you? Um, so yeah, it was weird. I didn't know. I don't know where to look for the solution for this type of error.
Right, and we'll try to figure that out later. But in terms of like when you actually started creating, like when switched from Fastlane to this project, was it on Thursday, or do you remember if it was on Thursday or Wednesday or Friday?
Um, it was like
Or did
Thursday.
you do it all on Saturday?
Damn, which day did we meet? Which
I
day
don't
did
remember.
I call you? Was it? I think it was on Friday. I started. So I st- I started on Thursday night. I spent a couple of. I spent like 3 hours on Saturday night, and then Saturday night I only have like this view, and then on Friday I spent like an hour or yeah, an hour or an hour and a half to like get this page work added this view. Yeah. So.
Okay, and did I see an email saying like you submitted to Apple
Oh yeah,
recently?
yeah.
That
Uh,
was like what, earlier on Sunday?
yeah, yeah. Sunday. I think it was yeah. It was today. Was it today? Yeah, it's today. I um I submitted to test. So this is all manual. I submitted to the test flight, and once, yeah, it was a lot smoother than the previous two app that I did it. The previous two app that I submitted manually, like this time, it was a lot more smooth. I didn't have a lot of errors. So it's all manual work. Um, and the app, like I actually made the icon myself.
Yes.
So it's just like my initial JW, and then with like a background with like a solid color. I use Sketch. Um, it took me like an hour to figure out how to do it. In the beginning, I did it in the wrong way. Uh, like in the beginning, I have to export like one type of icon at once, and I have to resize it. Then I figure out, oh, like there's like a icon template and on Sketch where you can just drag the your image into the template, and then it will generate like different type of formats.
All the different sizes.
Yeah, all the different sizes, and all I have to do is like click on export. Yeah, so this is the page. I basically dragged my icon to here, and then it generated like these small icons, different
Nice.
type of formats. And I think I did, and then I click on here, export, and then it gives me like different icons that I can export, and I just click
Nice.
on export. Once I click on export, I just uh, I just drag and drop it into the image assets in the Xcode, and then it just like fills it in for me. It was like magic.
Yeah, you didn't tell me about this part.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
But that's pretty cool. This will be super helpful in the rest of the projects, I imagine.
yeah. Like now creating icon is like so easier, so much easier.
I remember you're having trouble on the week
Yeah.
0.
Oh man, like week 1 and my
Oh, this was week 1.
oh I'm sorry. Yeah,
Week
week
0.
0 and this week. Because this week I made 2 apps. The second app was just like a blank screen with a label on it, but I still made the app icon for it.
Right.
So like that icon, so that icon, I think we use like a website to download all the different sizes. But the issue with that is it generated more than what I needed. Um, and it excuse me. Initially, I didn't know like how to where each icon to put it. I have to like look at the icon size on the bottom. Like I have to look at the I have to look at the like how many points are there, and then I have to compare the image. I have to look at the image detail, and then I have to like drag it. It was tedious work, but this is a lot easier. It was a lot easier, so it's definitely an improvement.
Yeah, I'd say. So now that you have this week 1, your JSONW app out, how do you feel?
Um, I feel great. I feel great about um, the releasing process, the manual releasing process, because it's definitely a lot faster than before on my first two compared to my first 2 apps. Like I know, like I have like a solid understand of the steps I have to take um, to get it to the test flight and release it into the app store.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but then if we're talking about in terms of the app quality itself, I'm not so much satisfied with it because I feel like I could have done a lot better. Um, I think it's because of the time constraint. Um, I just didn't have enough time to add like make the app look better. You know, I didn't
Right,
spend enough time on the design part of the app.
right, and that might be a challenge we might face moving forward, um, especially with our full-time jobs.
Yep.
Um, but speaking of moving forward, next week coming up is week 2.
Yeah. um, yeah. Week 2, I think we should definitely focus on like the design aspect of our next app, um, because making it make the app better will definitely increase the user experience, and the better the user experience, more people will likely to use it. I think that will be a good focus for the next app.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we spoke about it a little bit just before now, but we decided that we were going to try to, or you're going to try to go for a Toastmasters timer.
Yeah. Um, so I think that that's a good app idea. Is it's because the business logics are pretty straightforward. Um, so for this app, if we want to focus on the design part, we want to make the business logic as simple as possible. And Toastmaster Timer app is pretty straightforward. So you have the initial stage, which is the whole screen is white. And when you click on start, it's gonna, when you click on start, when it reached the minimum time that was set, so there's like a minimum and maximum time, right? So when it reached the minimum time, the app will turn green. And when it's in between the minimum and maximum time, the app will turn yellow. And when it's over maximum time, the app will turn red. So the business logic is pretty straightforward. We still have to think about the design of the app. I think, yeah, we should. Yeah, I think this week we'll be focusing on that. Right.
Yep. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. And we also talked about how we should allocate our time to do this app, right? Since like the design is pretty important with this for this app, so we decided to, like, for the first 2 days, we should focus on like setting up the template project, like preparing, like set up so that we're prepared for deployment. So that when after we code, we can just hit deploy, and then we don't have to worry about anything else, right? So that and then we should also for the first 2 days, we should also do like brainstorming of how the app should look like, and what we need to do to make a good, I guess, like have a better app design, good user experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically the design, basically the design of the application. And then day 3 and 4 should just be all code, cranking out code. And then on Friday, day 5, it's all like writing tests, fix if there's any bugs, fix any bugs, like do all the final touch up. And at the end of day 5, we should be able to deploy it. The deploy should be easy because it should be, the deployment process should be set up on day 1. So on day 5, like, deployment should be relatively easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the plan. I'll stick to that.
Sounds good.
Any final thoughts?
I'm actually pretty excited. I think we can do it. I think because I'm not too concerned about building the app. I can definitely build an ugly app for this relatively quickly. I think the hardest part is doing the research, doing the design, and I'm not sure like how much of like animation we want to put it in. So that might take a little time. But other than that, I feel pretty confident about the deployment process. Even if like the Fastlane doesn't work, I mean, hopefully it will work. But even like if it doesn't work, I can still able to do it, to deploy it, because I've done it like 3 or 4 times now. So it's pretty.
You're a master at it now.
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it.
All right, sounds good. We'll see how beautiful of an app we can make.
Yeah.